Welcome to JasonWhiskyWise, and myself, Jason, today bringing you whiskey review into the Talisker Distillers Edition. So in the last few videos, we have covered the 10, the Skye, and the Storm. And then we've also going to be doing now today the Distillers Edition. We've got the Portree, the Neist Point, the 18, the 25, the 30, and I believe the 57 North. So I picked up this little set. I think I paid around about £40 here in the UK for it. Which includes the 10-year-old, the Distillers Edition, and also the 57 North. And both the Distillers Edition and 57 North are in that £50 plus bracket, as you can see over here. I've tried to save it so I can do it in the video. So let me pour myself a dram and explain to you a little bit about the Distillers Edition. As you can probably tell, you've seen the last few videos, Mr. Bananas is on the water. We might be taking applications. So a few of you guys are asked if you want to be in the videos. I'd be taking applications maybe soon if he needs a break off YouTube. So the Distillers Edition is basically an annual release. So every year they release a Distillers Edition. Each one is also matured. It's what they call it, double matured in ex-Amoroso sherry casks. Now, even though it doesn't state its age, it does also state on the bottle that it has its distill date and also its bottling date. Now, this one here is the 2003 distilled and bottled in 2014. But it's not an 11-year-old, it is a 10-year-old. And with Diageo, all their Distiller Edition expressions always replicate their core expressions. So Talisker 10 being the one they took this from. So that's down here. Let's get into the actual review itself. So in terms of the age of this whiskey, it is meant to be a no age statement, but we can derive that this one is a 10-year-old whiskey. The ABV on this one is bottled at 45.8%. The actual cask selection in this one, it states that it's finished off in ex-Amoroso sherry cask. So I'd say they double mature it. In terms of the distillery itself, it's the Talisker Distillery, and they are owned by the parent company Diageo, where they are actually located in the Isle of Skye in Scotland, which is known as the Islands of Scotland. Now, the actual price point on this bottle over here, it actually ranges from around about £55 to £60 here in the United Kingdom, but it depends also on which vintage you pick up, because 2013 is now around about £80, 2003 is now around about £80. So it is some time since they actually bottled it, around about 4 years. So it will go up in price in the market. In terms of exclusivity, I would say yes, because it is an annual release. So it's not going to be something, it's just not a one-size-fit-all for every year. Now, in terms of caramel colouring, as it's 45.8 and most Taliskers really do contain colorants, we're going to say yes. So therefore, we do not need to assess the colour. But let's begin by assessing the nose, into the nose. So to start on the nose for the Talisker Distillers Edition, it's very nice, inviting, very rounded on the nose. Lots of characters for me in the sense of dried raspberries, strawberries, cherries. The little coastal character comes through, but it's ever so gentle and faint. There's a little bit of a note of even sweet cloves, a little bit of black pepper, but this is like a sort of black pepper that you've put in your palm of your hands and you literally just rubbed it together. So it just gives you that little spicier character, but you're not really getting a pungent sort of bitey, almost peppery spice. There is a little smoky character on this one, and it's ever so gentle. It's almost like a grassy smoke. It's ever so faint, and it actually reminds me as if you're doing gardening and you're just burning some grassy materials or logs, that sort of burning smoke character. And then following behind that, that saltiness comes back again, and it's almost like a salted popcorn, where it's actually kind of gives you that movie theatre almost feeling. There is a slight muskiness, which makes me think actually it's like a little bit like a Dunwich warehouse when you walk inside and you can smell that angel share, that little bit of sweetness from sometimes the sherry casks. But overall, the nose is really inviting, very soft, rounded, with a lot of these nice fruity berry characters. Let's begin by getting into the palate next. Solange. So now, beginning into the palate for the Talisker Distillers Edition, it gives you a lot of fruity characters to begin with. It's actually making my mouth water. I'm getting that black pepper. Again, it's like a sort of candied or almost honeyed black pepper where it's ever so gentle, but it caresses around the palate with a little bit of sweetness. I'm picking out those berries are coming back, those raspberries, a little bit of cherries coming back, raisins, prunes, a bit more darker fruits now. The sea spray is still there, that little bit of coastal spray, but it's followed up now by a little bit of what reminds me of dark grapes. almost coming to the end of the time when they're just sitting on the vines and you just need to pull them off and you're taking a bite of those. I'm going to have a second sip and then we'll come to our conclusion on this whiskey. So from the second sip, the Talisker Distillers Edition, it sort of embodies that little bit of smoky character. But it's a light smoke. It's almost like a citrus peel smoke, where you've just charred a little bit of a citrus peel and now it's bringing itself to life. I'm actually picking out a little bit more lime on this one. Some people pick out lemon, but for me, I'm picking out quite a strong lime character. And overall, the texture in this one is around about medium full. It's actually very soft, mellow, and oily as it sort of coats the palate. It's really good. It just, oh, this one, I'd definitely say, if you like a sort of creamier whiskey, this is the one to go towards. But let's get into the finish, and then we'll come to our conclusion on this whiskey. So into the finish now for the Talisker Distillers Edition. This one is still just lingering all around the palate. Those flavors, a little bit of spices, cinnamon, a little bit of pepper is coming back in, a bit of white pepper. It's a bit softer now, subdued. Those fruits are back in here, but they're sort of combined with a little bit now of tangerine, sort of sweet citrus tangerines. A little bit of smoke is still there, very little evidence of it, and then as it fades away, I'd say it's more on the lines of a medium full in terms of finish of this whiskey. And it's almost like you've taken dark chocolate infused with a little bit of sprinkles of Himalayan pink sea salt, and you're taking a bite of that. You get a little bit of saltiness and you get a bit of that bitter character, and they just work really well together. So, time to give my rating for this whiskey, and I'm going to go here. So the Talisker Distillers Edition is going to be an 89 out of 100. The reason behind that, I just find the overall flavors, the marriage between the sherry cask and the classic style of Talisker really fused together with a double maturation brings out such a great harmonious balance between the two. And I think it's something I would really highly recommend everyone to try, especially if you like that sherry character and a little bit of smoke. This has got a very gentle character in comparison to the Storm, which I just reviewed. And compare it to the 10, it's just like a sherried version of the 10. It's just everything you like about the 10, it's here in this whiskey, and it's rounded out with a little bit of sweeter berry characters, which I adore in this whiskey, and I highly recommend. The price point is around about 50 to 60 pounds. Very good price point in that sense, so highly recommend. If you do want to try this one, I think you can find this on Master of Malt, Drinks by the Dram, and also I think a few other whiskey shops and online retailers should have this one. But let me know your thoughts if you've tried the Talisker Distillers Edition down in the comment section below. And also be sure to click some of my other videos here on the screen. And also be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with other YouTube videos that I'll be putting out in the upcoming months. But there's been JasonWhiskyWise, Mr. Bananas, who's on his water at the minute. And we'll catch you all for the next video. Sláinte.